to welcome back to the Culturally Distinct Podcast, guys. Your boy DJ KO. I'm glad you guys tuned back into the show. It's a great day. I'm glad you guys been tuning in, man. Also telling a friend to tell a friend, you know what we do up here. Much love to the women. It's still Women's Month, National Women's, well, let me see, Women's National Month. Did I say it right? National Women's Month. Shout out to the women, you know, the influencers and the people that made that thing happen. Much love to the women that on a day-to-day job and making things happen with their family, with their jobs and things that they're doing in the community. Much love to you guys. Culturally Distinct, always got love for you guys. Also, I'd like to give a big shout out to my sponsors, 605 Adult Beverages. Much love to you guys, and also my partners, my corporate partners over there at Red Coral Universe. We're making Culturally Distinct not just domestic but international. So, guys, as you know, I have peculiar guests that comes on my show. I have celebrities that come on the show. I have people that you probably can touch and you can reach that come on the show. Today, we have a special show with a brother that all you guys know. You probably never seen this brother like face to face, but you heard his music. I'm talking about from anywhere, from the rodeo, to a hip hop stage, to a old country western stage, all the way. Sometimes I was in Puerto Rico and I heard this brother album, and I was like, wow, how you know about this? So, guys, I'd like to welcome to the show Mr. Cupid himself. How you doing, brother?
I'm well, my brother. How's everything on your side?
Oh, I'm great. I wanted to say your government name. I was like, I don't know if you want me to say his
Oh
government.
no. Only man. I leave that one alone. Turn this camera.
So
All
Cupid,
right.
let me ask you this, man, before we get started, man. How you doing, man? What's going on in your life, man? How's everything?
Things are great, man. You know, right now, I've been running a marathon for a while, and now I'm in first place because these line dances kicking everybody's tail, and we all over the place dancing, and now it's like it's just crazy, man, how the revenue is quadrupled and the presence is so big because, you know, with the way the music business is now, man, we people who make these dance music like myself, we super winning right now. So I'm super good.
Absolutely. So a lot of people didn't know that you was from Louisiana, man.
Yeah, oh yeah, born and raised, man. It's actually still here. Never left. Lafayette, Louisiana, and yeah, I've been here, man. Shoot, representing here, man. But you know, I travel everywhere. I move around everywhere. Initially, people thought I was from Chicago, I guess, because of the line dance thing. But
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, definitely Louisiana, brother.
So let me ask you that, because that's what I wanted to get into the line dance, because you know Louisiana, as you know, I'm a native Louisiana also. We have the Zydeco, we have the New Orleans bounce. In some places you might play screw. That's further up in Louisiana. But where did this line dance thing come from, especially from a brother that's from Southwest Louisiana?
Well, man, so back in 2001, when I first started my career, very first locally, I was singing over bounce beats and stuff, and I built a little name for myself here, like in the Southwest Louisiana area. And then I started realizing, like, one day I'm gonna grow up and I ain't gonna be able to do this kind of music no more. So I started getting into what now is the infamous world famous Southern Soul. Like I was doing that in 2004. So I had a record called Swing Around the Rosie that got me on tour with Mel Waiters.
Okay.
So when I traveled with Mel, you know, um, I would see people do the electric slide because all they really had then was the electric slide and the cha-cha slide was the main two. But for me, being in Lafayette, Louisiana, you know, I had been like I actually sung on one of DJ Screw's last album, man. I did a hook on there with Big Pokey, rest in peace, Poyo. And so I'm saying all that to say I was listening to Screw,
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to Bounce, I was listening to Zydeco, I was listening to all of that. Plus, I used to like to dance. So it kind of like was like a big gumbo. All of that put together, it was kind of like boom. You know, why don't you try to make a line dance? And keep in mind, I was doing blues and southern soul stuff. So
Yeah.
line dancing wasn't really the thing. I just was like, I'm gonna make a line dance song and keep it moving. You know, it wasn't like I'm gonna create this whole genre of music.
Mhm.
And I made Cupid Shuffle August of 2006. And this, in January 2007, I had every label in the country calling my phone trying to
Wow.
sign me. So after that, you know, I just felt like God created a lane. Like, okay, this the kind of music you should be making, because all the other stuff I was doing didn't get me no deal. So once I started stacking them up. The Do It With Your Boots On record,
Yeah.
the Love Slide record, the all of them. I just started stacking them up, and that's kind of how the whole Line Dance King thing came to fruition.
So the thing is this, and as I look at your discography and your lineage of your music, you have bangers like for real. And this is not me like trying to,
Thanks, bro.
you have like a hit after hit after hit after hit. How does a person like come up with these hits like that? Is it God given? Is it a collaborative effort? How does this take place?
Well, it's definitely a collaborative effort, man. My partner, my homeboy, my dog, Mr. Fat on the track, man. He's like, we like Snoop and Dre. We
Okay.
like, like kind of like that. And what I do, man, is I just make music that I know the people gonna like. Like I don't be caring about no industry stuff. I don't be caring about none of that. You know, what's cool, what's hot. I just make stuff that I know people gonna want to listen to when they chilling with their families, when they just chilling. So I might say something crazy in a song, or I might make a song that might not be, what the industry might say, but you know, the people love it. So for me, it's just making music that I know people gonna want to listen to when they at a backyard barbecue, when they at a party, with stuff like that, versus trying to be, intellectually, correct with certain
Right.
things and certain music. And that's what's always kept me to be able to like soar, like, above the ground. I might not be way up there, but I think I've probably been relevant the longest out of anybody who's been signed around that time of 2007.
Mhm.
So it's just cool to be able to have them, that they don't hit the charts all the time, but the people love them. So that's all that matters to me.
So since 2007, that's almost 20 years going into the
Yeah,
game.
getting
Did
close, getting close.
did you ever think that a young man from Southwest Louisiana would be in the music industry 20 years and still relevant?
So I always knew, bro. I always knew that I'd do music. I just didn't know what capacity. Like, because when I quit my job in 2005, I worked at this call center. And if you ask anybody from Lafayette, Louisiana, ask them about the email Cupid sent. It's the most infamous email. Thank God there was no social media back then. But I quit my job, man, and I stood on music. So I knew I was gonna be doing music forever. It's just I didn't realize that I didn't think a line dance song would trigger my career. And then I didn't realize that it would take me to this direction. But I'm a big listener when it comes to like the universe and God, and I realized that that's where I was supposed to be. Even though at 2007 they thought every DJ, every podcast person, every interview was like, "Oh, this is corny. This is what we do with the
Wow.
aunties in the backyard, and all that goofy stuff." But now is like half them dudes fired. They all fired. They all
Really?
working at a grocery store somewhere. And I'm still over here dropping these line dances that everybody call corny, all the industry smart people call corny. So that's a good feeling just to know that. And I didn't think it was gonna be what it is, but I'm grateful for it though.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I do say from my personal experience, one night I was at a function. And with this function, it was multifaceted. It had different genres, different cultures, and different demographics, right? They played the Cupid Shuffle, and I say everybody was on one accord. It was like a universal language. I was,
Yeah,
I
man.
was, I was
I,
like,
I
man,
feel
these brothers got something.
I feel like Cupid Shuffle is the biggest dance song ever. And people, I've said it to people. I got some artist friends who try to debate it, but I'm gonna always win the debate because it's the only song that's been played on. I mean, they played it for Black Lives Matter when the police and the people were arguing,
Wow.
and they were like, "Hey, let's put something for unity." There's no song that has the initial um And then you can't say, they try to, oh, why wouldn't, no, you can't say that because you can go, I done performed in Abu Dhabi, I done performed in Bahrain, I done performed in Germany, Japan.
Wow.
Till this day, Cupid Shuffle, you can play that for a 5-year-old and they're gonna sing it to the right, to the right. So it is, it's a platform. The song was made out of love. The song was genuinely made for people to celebrate life and get together and dance. So it's so cool to see it cross over to all them different like races and different situations and so on and so forth. And yeah, man, like no matter what they say, I feel like that's the biggest dance song ever of all time.
This is what I want. Take me in the brain of Cupid, because just by you talking about that, that's giving me like nostalgia, right? It's giving me chill bumps because it's like if I hear my record everywhere in the world, right? From like you said, the Abu Dhabis to Germany's to the Australians. If I hear my record, what is that feeling? How does that make like? Is it an ego thing? It's like I'm the man, or is it like, is this a God? It's a God. What is it like? What is it? That feeling?
It's never been an ego thing, but sometimes I do feel like it's underappreciated, especially in the mainstream industry. So that's why, like this past year, I've really been standing on the whole line dance king thing because I feel like that the music that I make is some of the most important music in the world. We promote violence, we promote sexuality, we promote all of these records on this top 10 chart, but when it comes to something positive, it ain't gonna make it.
Right.
And so I feel like that's one for sure. But then there's a humility side to it because I understand that that was something I specifically prayed for. Like I asked God December 21st, 2006. I was like, Lord, just because I had shuffle, but it wasn't big. Like it was like local, and I knew something was about to happen because all these people was like hit me up, and I was like, God, I just want to be able to do music for the rest of my life. So if you bless me with this, I don't have to be rich, but like look, just let me be able to do music for the rest of my life. And this was December 21st, 2006. I had a whole breakdown moment in the crib, and then January 3rd, I got the call from Atlantic was the first person. No, Universal was the first company that called. So there's a level of humility once again because I realized that the Cupid Shuffle and this whole movement and stuff wasn't just my work. It's I prayed for it, manifested it, God gave it to me. So I carry that, humbly because, I know there's a lot of more singers that could probably out sing me or people with bigger budgets and people who could probably out dance and all of that. But God gave me that. So I'm never going to disrespect my blessing by throwing in nobody's face or feeling some type of way like that.
Speaking of that, speaking of the God and the spirituality factor, how much is spirituality, how much is that equated in your music? Because it's love music at the end of the day, it's really love music. So does spirituality play a part in that?
Oh, absolutely, man. I started off, it's funny, man, because so I started when I was singing, like I just posted a video up on my Facebook when I was in the 5th grade, like dancing on the stage with some of my partners. I started singing in church, bro, and my parents wasn't for it. My dad was preaching at the time, and he was like, "All right, you can do secular music, but you can't curse, right?" And I always, I carried that with me, man. I'm as old as I am now, I still don't, and it's a testament to just trying to just do something positive, man. So I pray a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm big on manifestation. I'm big on just like understanding that it's nothing. We make choices and we may put our foot forward, but some of these doors that open for you, you can't do that by yourself. So I'm just grateful, man, and that's why God is always first in priority, man. Because I know it's a lot of people who wish they was in my position, and I could be in a different position as well. But through God's grace, that He opened up the doors to where I could be where I'm at.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, I'm about to pass the collection plate, man, on you. Look.
Oh man, no, it'd be crazy because every time I do an interview, I always do this background because I mean, it's at 5 million now. If I put the thing up,
wow.
We're almost at 6 million, and it's like we're gonna be diamond in a couple of years, bro. It's
wow.
like come on, man. Like you know, you can't take that for granted, man. You can stick your chest out all you want, but the doors for me meeting the Steve Harveys of the world and me going on tour and me all these opportunities that come, bro. You know, you just gotta be grateful for them. You know.
You know, you're in a different class because when you say Diamond, the only people I think about as Diamond is right now in my mind is Michael Jackson, uh, Tupac. He's Diamond. Who else is Diamond?
Oh yeah,
I think Prince is Diamond.
see that boy up there? That was 3. That was 2 years ago. Oh, we come and get him. I'm coming get him. We going for 10. We going for 10 plus. Easy.
Like people don't realize like how important and how significant that is in the world. To go diamond, man, that's like saying you became a billionaire. That's like almost a billion and one.
Yeah, man. It's cool, bro. It's cool, man, because it's the industry is wild right now. Like people getting fired. Don't nobody know how to make a hit no more.
Right.
They trying to pump radio in some of these songs. Like I was laughing the other day because I saw a Cardi B song came out and it was like #1. And I was like, how? I ain't heard that song nowhere ever. And it ain't playing in the clubs and ain't nobody riding around listening to it. But you could go to a party and hit shuffle. And
Yeah.
I just feel like the authenticity of what I do is just propelled me to be able to just have that longevity. You know, it's real. It's like, you know, the aunties love me, the grandmas love me, the kids love me. You know what I'm saying? And that means so much more
Yeah.
than the number game and the facade game. So yeah, man, to be able to do 10 million and still be going, you know, going strong. That's I love being able to say that because for a long time I was just Cupid, the one hit wonder dude. So oh yeah, I stick my chest out when it comes to that because it's like yeah. Well, I got another one now with Flex, but you know it might be one, but it also your whole catalog.
So let me ask you this, because I'm from Louisiana and I did attend Southern University. Shout out to Southern. But I did a lot of stuff up there at LSU also. And as you know, the bands, it's a big thing with the band culture in Louisiana and things like that. It was a song, I believe it was Talking Out the Side of Your Neck, I believe.
Yeah.
The one that I think you did with, what's my man, in Lake Charles.
Well, yeah, Sean Ardoin, man. So
Ardoin,
it was,
so,
yeah.
And you redid it, and a lot of people like from Southern, I guess they didn't understand the what you was doing with that. Did you get like any flack for that when you did the remix with LSU?
So what's crazy is, so Sean Ardoin approached me about it because Sean Ardoin went to LSU. He just asked me to be a feature on it. So I was like, cool, because I went to USL. I went to which is now University of Louisiana Lafayette. So I ain't know nothing about none of that stuff. I've heard them say LSU. I've heard the LSU because my wife ran track at LSU. So, you know, let her tell it. They've been doing that before Southern. You know what I'm saying? And then I've heard XU with Xavier and so on and so forth. So when it dropped, oh, they were going crazy. But I was just like, you know, on the legal side, I guess, you know, on the music side, because the legal side and there's the cultural side. And of course, being African American and him going to LSU, it was that big old, you know, song and dance. But I mean, I got a little flack, I guess, but I just was like, look, bro, this is where I went to school. I can't, I don't know nothing about what y'all got going on, who made what. So, but I was in the mix though. That I was getting tagged. Cupid, you ain't this. Cupid, da 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 da. And it didn't help that I had just shot a video at Jackson State, which they paid for. Which they paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
They paid for it. Because when we get to Flex, I'm gonna tell you the truth about Flex. I'm gonna get you, but long story short about that, I realized that there's a very big cultural thing with Southern and LSU, and we ended up switching the song a little bit to where it didn't sound exactly like the chant, and I think it worked out for everybody at the end of the day.
Yeah, I told everybody. I said, man, look, y'all gotta understand. This is a music industry, and what sells sells. I understand culturally, a lot of people, you know, want their brand on it, but it's like, okay, well, if you're not paying, I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. And music is a lot of people think they know the music is industry. They think they know, but they don't be having no clue. Like that Neck is not even a legit song. Like if you like you show me somebody who owns the rights to Neck, then we could
Right.
talk, you know.
Yeah, right,
But
absolutely.
you know, so it's kind of like but Sean, he got all his paperwork squared away and was smooth with it and did his thing. And shoot, the song was on an album that was nominated for a Grammy. So, you know, it
Hey,
did its thing.
hey. So speaking of Flex, talk about Flex, man. The Creations, that song came out 2020, man. And it don't be hey look, I'm sorry, brother. I just learned the song. I just learned the dance. So I heard the song, but I never knew how to do the dance. So I learned the
Yeah,
dance.
man.
Actually, I was in New Orleans for Mardi Gras this year, and I was doing an event, and somebody taught me to dance. That was my first time doing it. I was like, okay, now I do it all the time. So what's the what went into Flex?
Flex was during COVID. Like I was sitting up I had made me a little studio out of a little closet at my crib. You know, we were stuck in the house. And so I just started like, I was like, I want to make another record. I want to make another record, blah, blah, blah. But I want to give a big shout out to Mississippi and Texas. And here's why. Because during COVID, Texas and Mississippi was wide open, partner.
Yes, sir.
Wide open. And single-handedly, I gotta always give credit where credit is due. Flex started in Jackson, Mississippi.
Wow.
I love Louisiana, I love Lafayette, I love my city, but and his spread here, which is funny because my hometown wasn't even playing the record. They haven't started really playing until like this year, like talking about. But Flex started in Jackson, Mississippi, and bro, I would go to there was these guys on TikTok that would be making these videos, and it started spreading. So I would cash app them, and I'd be like, "Yo, thank y'all, man, for the video." If their video would do numbers, I would send them some bread, and it just started spreading from there. And then I got a call from Jackson State, and they were like, "Hey, we want to do a Flex video with you for the school." I'm like, "Yo, okay." Now, mind you, I had just shot a video in Jackson at the shout out to the daiquiri shop. It was COVID. We weren't supposed to be shooting no video. We were social distancing, man. We snuck in that building, shot a little video as best we could, and from there, Alabama, Birmingham, Montgomery. Then it started trickling down to Florida, Pensacola, Mobile, and then Texas was on it. But it started in Jackson, Mississippi. Ain't no doubt about it. And this was 2020. And so when they opened up the floodgates and we got back to phase 4, it was kind of like, let me show you all this new dance that's going down while y'all stuck in the house. So everybody wants to know what was new. Everybody looking like, because you gotta think after COVID, everybody was like some cavemen coming out the cave. Like nobody know how to do nothing no more. Nobody was hot in music. Nobody was nothing because it was just we had been on pause. So when COVID was over, what's the new dance? What's the new hottest dance? Flex. And man, listen. So Flex is we almost goal with Flex.
Okay.
Flex is almost goal, and that's independently, which makes me feel so good because don't nobody own that record but me.
Oh,
so
wow.
I ain't got to share with no label, no nothing. And we almost at goal right now.
Wow, man. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, brother.
Speaking of albums, man, let's talk about your up and coming new albums, Ice Cream and Cookout.
So Ice Cream right now is me featuring Raheem Devon, and it's number 31 on the media base chart right now. We almost at top 20. When we hit top 20, we're gonna be hit that Billboard chart on the adult radio. Because I always throw out like my core fans who know my R&B music. I gotta feed them too. So it's a super cool 2-step record, man. That's really blowing up in Chicago and all of those stepping areas, those areas that's kind of like into more the R&B vibes. But we 31 on media base, and that record is doing crazy, crazy numbers. We go over 300 spins across the country. And then the Cookout is another line dance that I created. And it's ratchet, bro. It's ratchet. It's just the beat so ratchet. It sounds like it's straight out of Baton Rouge, dog. And the line dance is crazy. And them kids is killing that one. So you can look up the cookout line dance on hashtag that on any platform and it's gonna come up. And then I went and I got my boy Mr. Fat and Level on the remix. So that's going crazy right now. And then I got another single that's coming out on the 27th, man. I just partnered up with APG, which is Kevin Gates and them, and we got a country line dance record called Down South that I'm putting out. Now this one I did with a partnership with a label, so expect this one to be number one because the labels don't like to lose.
Absolutely.
So they wanted a line dance record, so they came to me and we decided to do a country one since Beyonce opened up them doors. So it's a full country record and it's dope too. Line dance is crazy.
I was about to say that because the biggest talk last week and during the rodeo, Beyonce came out with the Texas Hold'em, and a lot of the rumor was a lot of radios in the Midwest and in the southern area, like in the Virginia area, they didn't want to play the record. And people was asking me, he was like, well, what's my opinion? I said, the thing is this. The reason why they don't want Beyonce the album to play because she's going to open the door for Cupid that's going to get a line dance that's going to get 100 million streams on it. I said, that's why. And then after that, it's going to be other Black artists that do country music and do it real well. And now the traditional urban look of a country singer is not going to be the same. That's why they don't want to open the door.
Well, what they're going to do is they're going to change the whole thing. It's going to be called urban country. I can tell you now. Ain't going to be no regular country music. Them folk ain't having that. But they will have something called urban country. It's going to be kind of basic. Basically, back in the day, you had rap. Then you had gangster rap. Then you had children's rap. Then you had gospel rap. And you had all of these things, right? So then you got pop, you got swamp pop, you got contemporary pop, you got then you got, you know what I mean? You got metal, heavy metal, you got soft rock, you got all of that. So what country one of them things that hadn't really been tapped in. So you're gonna have urban country. And that's gonna be a thing because it's just gonna be a thing. And whoever jumps on the boat first is gonna kind of, is gonna eat. But yeah, the music business is crazy, man. There's a lot of gatekeepers out there, bro. And Beyonce has basically created a whole new genre. Like it's still there's people who've been doing it, but they're gonna try to put a label on it, especially when a wartime comes up.
Right.
Because they ain't gonna be wanting to just hand them awards out to all these Black folks.
Yeah. So people, let me ask you this: who would you wouldn't mind working with locally and internationally?
Oh man!
Before.
In a dream world, it would be Burna Boy. It would be T-Pain. I did a song with T-Pain, but it was a song he wrote on my Atlantic album called The Let Out. But I never been in the studio with him, so I'd love to work with him because I think he's like super super cool. PJ Martin, Masego, Jasmine Sullivan, yeah, that would be my just if I just had to just think off the top of my head, those would be some ones right there.
Now with Boosie, you want to do no with Boosie?
Man, I tried to get Boosie on a song, man, but it didn't work out. But I mean, I would love to. I would love to, man. I know he did like a Southern Soul album and stuff too. So, we might cross paths again because I did his Boosie Bash a couple of years ago. Okay. And I was supposed to get a verse from him, but I ended up putting Shirley Murdoch on the song. So I got a record called Two Step on My Haters that ended up getting to number 21 on the adult charts as well. And that was supposed to be Boosie, but Shirley kind of fitted a little better. So, but I love Boosie, man. Boo crazy, man. Boo, Webby, them boys wild, dog.
I see him every day on Instagram. I'm like, these dudes are crazy. So look, in close, let me ask you this. Give me a testimonial of an event that you did or just an event that you like, wow, I never thought, or it just surprised you?
It's two. One, when I went to the Middle East and I watched, all the Middle Easterns sing Cupid Shuffle word for word, but then sing my entire catalog. Like they had been studying my music. Like it was crazy, the craziest thing. I didn't sing a word. And I don't even know if they even know how to speak English. But they were singing songs that I would never even perform. Like I was singing over the regular records because I didn't have show versions of them. But that was crazy. And when I broke the Guinness World Record, uh I did 17,000 people at Cascade Park in Atlanta, Georgia. And Steve Harvey helped me to orchestrate that to at the Ebony Black Family Reunion and broke the Guinness World Record for the largest line dance in the world.
Wow.
So that was big, man. And honorable mention, I did the rodeo last year with Bun B, and that was nuts. That was freaking nuts. Like that was crazy.
Yeah.
Cause that's the biggest crowd I've been in.
3,000, I think, like that. Yeah.
Yeah, dog. And he just kept bringing everybody out, man. And when he brought me out, I did Do It With Your Boots On, and I did Cupid Shuffle, and it was ridiculous. So shout out to Bun, man, because that was a surreal moment right there for sure.
Speaking of that, that actual show is today, last year.
Yeah, man, yeah. And his lineup this year is not even fair. It ain't fair, bro. You got Eve, Nelly. I'm sure Drizzy might pop up. Who knows?
Yeah,
50. It's crazy. But man, shout out to Bun, man. When that man called my phone last year, I was so hyped because I'm a fan. I could recite every UGK song ever made. So, that was cool, bro.
No doubt. So look, before we get out of here, man, first of all, I'd like to say, man, appreciate your time, man. Appreciate the time that you gave me. I know you're a busy person, man, and you're very selective of what you do. And God bless me to get an interview with you, man. I appreciate that, man. But before we get out of here, man, give the people the information where they can find your new singles and how they can get in contact with you, social media purposes.
Super easy, man. NewCupidOnline.com. NewCupidOnline.com. And if you know me, official New Cupid on Instagram. Everybody who knows me knows one thing. I will repost your video. I will comment. I am so freelance on Instagram. So hit me on Instagram, official New Cupid. I'm always online. I'm always checking all the messages, all the inboxes. And I appreciate everybody doing these dances, man. I'll be in H-Town this weekend. So shout out to everybody in H-Town, and I just keep your eyes out for me, man. I got some big stuff popping on the way.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate it. Look, this is the Culturally Distinct podcast, man. Our guest this evening was Cupid. Make sure you guys go get the new single. Make sure you go to Apple and go ahead and buy that. We need that. We need that money. You know what I'm saying? We need to go get some of this expensive milk out here, man. So
every minute, man. A stream is worth 0.01 cents. So shoot, I need all the streams I can get.
Absolutely, I got you, man. But man, I appreciate you coming on, man. Again, shout out to my sponsor, 605 Adult Beverages, my partnership with Red Coral Universe. Everybody, this is Cupid. This is the Culturally Distinct, your boy DJ KO. I appreciate you guys. Much love.
Thank you, my brother.